Every year, Michigan makes its transformation from summer vacation hotspot to a winter wonderland. And after the snow has fallen, one West Michigan community's downtown stands out like an oasis amidst the winter scenery. Holland, Michigan has a unique approach to snow removal in its downtown that has been impressing visitors and residents alike for decades. Construction began in 1988 on a project that would completely change the landscape of this little lakeshore community.
Workers continued placing the 58 miles of polyethylene piping that'll create, in effect, one big heating coil under 8th Street and its sidewalks. The pipes will be full of warm water pumped in from the city's power plant. The warmth will melt snow as soon as it hits the ground. Similar snow melt systems have been used for decades in Northern European and Scandinavian countries, but this one here in Holland is the first of its kind and the largest in the United States. The melted snow will drain into the ground through specially constructed sidewalks and street surfacing. It's a $1 million project that's being integrated with a $2 million downtown beautification program. Mick Barney is the project's manager.
Extremely challenging. We are getting multiple calls from a lot of northern cities. Hawaii hasn't called us yet.
Along with a large private donation, the project's being paid for through city funds and special assessments on downtown property owners. The whole project should be complete before the start of the Christmas shopping season and before the first snowfall.
The construction was completed later that year, just in time for the holiday season. And the shoppers and local business owners couldn't be happier with the results.
After 6 months of torn-up streets and sidewalks, downtown Holland is ready to celebrate. Streetscape, $2 million beautification project, is finished, and none too soon for the merchants here.
So dirty down here, and you had to walk on the cement and on the dirt and everything else. So I hope now that it's clean and pretty, they'll come back down.
Merchants paid for the project and hope its long-term benefits will outweigh this year's slowdown.
They needed to do this, they needed to update a little bit, but Holland is going to just grow tremendously.
Streetscape's unique feature is invisible now, but under the surface are 52 miles of plastic piping. Airing heated water, they're designed to warm the surface, keeping the area free from snow and ice. But city officials learned last week that snow melt may not perform as advertised or at the projected price.
The system will be operating this winter. The question is to what level of performance will we be able to get it to operate. How much can we get done within our financial means?
And as downtown merchants hope they'll be rediscovered, their competitors continue to grow. The manufacturer's marketplace, a 50-store outlet mall, officially opened across from the new West Shore Mall.
Already looking at another 80,000 square feet of expansion, a hotel and a theater.
I don't think there's any question that the two are compatible.
We'll find out for certain after the Christmas shopping season.
After the first snow fell in Holland that winter, the $1 million snowmelt system was finally put to the test.
What you won't find on 8th Street is snow, thanks to Snow Melt, a first-in-the-nation project that keeps the street and sidewalk free of snow and ice. No more struggling over mini mountains on the curb. Smooth sailing for baby strollers. Yup, 8th Street could now be considered Easy Street.
Yeah, I think it's nice. I really like it.
Snow melt starts at the city's power plant. Here, water heated to 90 degrees is pumped out to a grid of pipes covering 170,000 square feet underneath 8th Street and its sidewalks. Snow melt is living up to its name. There aren't even any puddles. The melted snow drains through a special porous surface here.
It's absorbed in the sand under there, which, by the way, enhances the snow melt idea, because dry sand is an insulator, moist sand transmits heat.
This first year, the system won't perform as planned under the most severe winter weather.
How often, or whether it even will happen, that's speculative.
Downtown merchants paid for the project, and they seem satisfied so far.
I'm very, very, very pleased. My customers couldn't be happier to be back downtown, and it was real thrilling to see snow fall and melt.
It works.
It works.
And the Holland Snow Melt system has been working hard ever since, with the help of some improvements and expansions over the years. like in 2018 when the city implemented a new technology that allowed them to better monitor the snow melt system.
Every day, plenty of people walk up and down this sidewalk on West 8th Street in downtown Holland. What many don't know is that this spot right here is actually a sensor that could make the city more efficient.
The bricks that pave the way in downtown Holland tend to run together. But one of them stands out to Pete Hofswell.
Got me to wondering,
it's his.
How do we monitor the performance of our snow melt system in the winter?
The broadband services manager at the Holland Board of Public Works created a brick that can monitor the sidewalk's surface temperature and send the data to the city.
They're very inexpensive. They run on a very low-powered battery, which is important because these smart bricks that we put down in the sidewalk have to run all winter long.
And what started as a prototype is now installed in what the city says is the largest publicly held snowmelt system in America.
So they've invested in 10 new sensors that we're building right now and we'll be deploying over the next coming months.
The 3D printed sensors will be scattered throughout approximately 600 square feet of road and sidewalk covered by the snowmelt system.
If we have a section that doesn't perform up to speed, we can use some remote sensors to monitor very closely how well that system's performing, make repairs or adjustments to make it work better.
Walking through downtown, Hofswell sees his invention's potential, but he knows it's really what it looks like. One brick in a sidewalk.
This is a tiny, tiny step at making Holland a smarter city. I'm excited about the next thing we invent.
The improvements to the snow melt system over the years have even extended to the power plant that warms the water. The Holland Energy Park opened in 2017, instantly increasing the capacity of the snow melt system for the city. The $240 million park functions much like a museum. On the second floor of the building, visitors get a special look inside the plant and the control room. The goal is to show how the plant directly affects the way people in Holland consume energy and why the need for sustainable energy is so great.
Holland Energy Park represents that in a lot of ways. Lower cost energy for the future is one aspect, but also our portfolio from switching from coal to natural gas and incorporating renewables into our portfolio has reduced our carbon intensity of our generation in half. So we're producing less carbon dioxide, almost 50% less than what we did a few years ago.
The water used in the snow melt system used to be drawn from Lake Makatawa, but shortly before the Holland Energy Park opened, the city changed it to a closed system, circulating the same water over and over again. The water is warmed using the waste heat from the power plant. And with the increased capacity of the snowmelt system, the improvements are still happening. In 2021, the system expanded down Central Avenue and 10th Street in the downtown area. The entire snowmelt system now covers sections of 2 main roads and dozens of blocks of sidewalks throughout downtown. And all of those expansions and improvements were just in time for a historic blizzard at Christmas time in 2022. The blizzard would cover Holland with 15 inches of snow, but you might not even notice if you were shopping on 8th Street that week.
There will be one place in Ottawa County that will stay fairly clear, downtown Holland, with its underground snow melt system.
It is the largest municipally owned system in North America. And they heat the potable water up to 95 degrees, and then it travels through what we call PEX tubes, little tubes that are put in underneath the sidewalk and the street, and the water just keeps circulating there, and it melts about 1 inch of snow an hour in optimal conditions.
And with shoppers expected Saturday morning for the final shopping event of the season.
We plan on still having a lot of shoppers downtown, and snow melt definitely adds to the experience.
It definitely keeps people coming downtown.
It makes us, the City of Holland, a year-round destination.
Now in 2024, the snowmelt system runs under 690,000 square feet of sidewalks and streets. The system pumps 4,700 gallons of water per minute at 95 degrees.
Our businesses love it, our retailers, our restaurateurs love it, and the public really, we're known for this. We're the largest snow melt system in North America.
And we should also note that it saves the city money from less snowplow usage and less injuries from icy sidewalks. The Holland Snow Melt system may have been controversial when it was first constructed, but after decades in use, residents of the Lakeshore community couldn't imagine their city without it.